What are the best things to do in Hanoi? We spent 3 full days in Hanoi recently, and in these videos we will share our experience while visiting Hanoi. We took an early flight from Kuala Lumpur to Hanoi, which lasted slightly over 3.5 hours. And we at the Hanoi International Airport, we purchased a local SIM card and also make some exchange of currency. Then we arrived late in the afternoon at the old quarter of Hanoi, checked into Minh Hotel, and then strolled around the old quarter to find food. The old quarter is bustling with activities. We can even have haircut if we want at the roadside for just a few dollars. There are also many street food vendors. But apart from the street vendors, there are also some elaborately decorated cafes in this area. We end up choosing a restaurant to order some local food such as the local beef and chicken noodles, bún chả, and other traditional Vietnamese dishes. To our surprise, the young man who took our orders spoke absolute good and fluent English. And the price are not very expensive, and you can see them on the menus on the wall. We returned to the old quarter again at night. That's where Hanoi's most popular nightlife is. The environment was so different from during our daytime visit, with numerous cafes, bars, live music, and eateries along the streets. We could hardly navigate through the beer street right in front of our hotels, as there are so many people and countless people from the bars asking us to stop for a drink. And numerous tables and chairs were set up on both sides of the small lane, leaving little space for us to walk through. If you like this kind of environment, it will be the best place to have a fantastic night to enjoy the exceptionally vibrant vibe in Hanoi. Gim Lake is about 10 minutes walk from where we had our lunch. It is a small lake in the middle of the city, but it's very picturesque. And a small temple is in the middle of the lake with beautiful red bridge crosses the water. We didn't stay here for too long as we were heading to the train cafe, but we then returned to this place again a few days later, and it was just after the typhoon Yagi hit Hanoi. Hanoi was badly hit by the typhoon. That morning we arrived again at Juong Kim Lake, and this was what happened. Unfortunately, a visit to the Nok-sun temple at the lake was temporarily closed due to the typhoon. So instead, we walk along the lake and enjoy the scenery. The wind has died down somewhat and is relatively calm this morning, but there are fallen trees all over, and here are more images. Then we crossed the busy road to take some photos at the monument called Determined to Brave Death for the Survival of the Fatherland. Back to the story, on that day we visited the train cafe. This place is worth visiting because there are rows of cafes on both sides of the train railway, and it is unique because these cafes are incredibly close to the railway and allow you to feel the train passing right before you while you enjoy your drink. There are numerous cafes to choose from, and we eventually chose a cafe with a very friendly and helpful owner. They inform us that the train will arrive at 7 p.m. from the left, and then the next one would come at 7:20 p.m. from the opposite side. So we ordered some drinks and patiently waited for the trains. I actually felt that it's a bit dangerous and more safety precautions should be taken at this place. As the train passed in front of me, I could feel the wind blowing on my face and I had to squat down as it passed just less than 6 feet in front of me. And tell you that the train was traveling full speed, sweeping right before me. This train experience is definitely the highlight of our trip. We dropped by Dong Xuan Market while we returned from Hanoi from Sapa on that day, and according to our guide Andy, the prices here are slightly higher because it's mainly for the tourists, and they sell souvenirs, garments, food, nuts, etc. primarily. And Andy says that they would prefer to shop elsewhere as the prices are lower. Then we headed to the rib porridge store that is just located next to the market. It is a small store with many people sitting on stools and enjoying their porridge and putting the porridge on a plastic chairs, not tables. We of course followed the Vietnamese people's practice and had a great experience. The most unique aspect of this porridge is that it is made with ground rice instead of whole grains. So you can see in this video that it is exceptionally smooth and the taste is excellent and it's pretty unique in Vietnam, which I never tried before. I highly recommend this place, and according to our guide, it's the place that he and his family has patronizing for many years. And when the local says that, I better listen. After enjoying the rib porridge, Andy took us to one of the most famous cafes in Hanoi, Cafe Giang, which is most well known for the unique egg coffee. The cafe has a few floors and we sat on the comfortable first floor, a nice place to relax, and in addition to coffee, they also serve varieties of desserts.
Yeah, he used to work in a 5-star hotels. So we tell Metropolitan 5-star hotel is very expensive in there. And you know, he used to work like a bartender Yeah. At that time, yeah, you put your hot tea. Good smell. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, very thick. Very thick.
Yeah. You should try either layer on top of it, and then you mix it together.
Egg coffee was invented in 1946 due to shortage of fresh milk in Vietnam. And the owner of this cafe was in fact a bartender of a hotel, and he wanted to create a unique beverage to replace cappuccino for his customers. Through experimentation, he discovered that whipped egg yolk could replicate the creamy texture of milk. So, to make egg coffee, egg yolks are beaten with sugar and condensed milk until they form a light, frothy texture, which is poured over the hot coffee. And this innovation led to the opening of this cafe, which is still the most famous cafe that serves egg coffee today. Today we're sort of having a food street spree, and our lunch consists of egg coffee, a rice porridge, and the famous Bánh. We headed to St. Josephs Cathedral and then got takeout from Bánh Mama near the cathedral. Bánh Mama is a small store at the entrance of a narrow lane, but according to our guide, it is usually lined with long queue. And we're lucky today that we don't have to wait for too long, as there were only few customers and it was not the peak hours. The bánh mì was exceptionally crispy and delicious, which is the highlight regarding of what we had chosen to put it as ingredients. And we thoroughly enjoyed it, and I highly recommend trying it in Hanoi. Next to Bánh Mì Mama is the St. Josephs Cathedral, which is only a minute's walk from the store. The situation here was a bit chaotic because there were many fallen trees, and we even saw a radio station people interviewing the local about the damage due to the typhoon. We took some photographs before the cathedral, but we didn't go inside because we need to continue our journey to Ninh Binh that day. The following day after we returned from Ninh Binh, we visited the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum early in the morning. And Hanoi was still experiencing the tail end of the typhoon, which was rainy and was very misty. Security at Ho Chi Minh's Mausoleum is very tight. Before entering, we had to go through a body scan, which I can understand given that Ho Chi Minh's remain is still inside the mausoleum. Inside the mausoleum, this warm light created a serene atmosphere, and Ho Chi Minh's embalmed body is clearly visible in a glass case. Many soldiers was on strict guard, and people like us were expected to remain silent, walk slowly around the Ho Chi Minh's body, pay their respects, and then leave the mausoleum. On the day we returned to Malaysia, we took a Grab car, which is similar to Uber in other countries, to visit One Pillar Pagoda early in the morning. The One Pillar Pagoda is unique, not only because it is an ancient Buddhist temple, but it's also because it was built using only one pillar. We had seen the mini version of the One Pillar Pagoda in Lumpini, Nepal while we were visiting the Vietnamese monastery there, but what we saw today was the real deal. The One Pillar Pagoda was originally constructed in 1049 under the reign of Emperor Lei, and is renowned for its unique architecture design, which resembles a lotus flower emerging from the pond. these are the main places that we have visited in Hanoi during our trip to Vietnam. Some we visited on the first day we were there, and some is when we returned from Sapa, and others on the last day before we left Vietnam. We also plan to upload the videos that we have taken from our visit to Sapa, in Halong Bay and in Ninh Bình. Please subscribe to our channel so that you'll be first to know when we upload these videos. That's all for now, and I'll see you again in the next video. Peace.